Hello everyone, before we start with the tutorial, let me give you a little preview of my website from where you can download different fully parametric Revit family files, and the price depicted here is of the complete folder which contains more than one files as in the case of this table. You can have 8 family files. All of them are parametric, and to look at what are the parameters and how they function, go to this tutorials tab in which I have explained in these videos about how those parameters of that particular family function. So do give a visit to the website. And so now let's move towards our tutorials, and today's tutorial is about a fully parametric classical arch to window created in the Windows template file of Revit. And as you can see in this video, that when you change the height and width of the window, its sweeps and the extrusions of the arched window moves along with it. And even when you change the sill level of the window, the design adapts to that dimension. So now let's start the tutorial. Open the new Windows template file in Revit and let's reduce its size. You can either work in the exterior or the interior facade, but for this window I'm going to work in the exterior mode. And first of all, let's create the sweep of the bottom sill part of the window. For that, by default this reference plane is set to sill level, so that's okay. And let's draw the sketch in that exterior side of the wall. So this is going to be like this. After defining the path, select the line command, press tab button, select that side of the wall and lock it down with the blue dot. Repeat this step on the other side as well and lock the dimensions as you can see in the video. If that particular line is not selected, then press tab button on the keyboard and you can see that blue, and when that blue line appears, select that. Now after defining the path and giving the constraints, select the edit profile and draw the profile for the sweep according to the design. So I'm going to create a design of my own as you can see in the video. This design is basically given by one of my subscribers, so I'm just going to replicate that design in the Revit file. After creating the profile, click OK and the sweep is created in that direction at that path which we have sketched. And now in the reference level floor plan, select the extrusion, set the reference plane to this top surface and draw a rectangle like this. Make sure to lock all the 4 sides as you can see in the video, and then click OK. Go to the exterior elevation and drag this arrow till here, and then using the join command, join the sweep and the extrusion to make them one component. In the exterior elevation, again select the sweep command and click on sketch path. Set the reference plane to the surface of the wall and sketch the path like this. Then align this line with the reference line, and with the help of reference line, horizontal reference line, lock those blue dots which appear on the top and the bottom of the line. And now let's create the profile as shown in the video. Now select this profile and mirror it from the center to copy it in the exact opposite side, and make sure to align these sides and these dimensions and lock them so as it remains. When you change the dimensions of the window, these dimensions will remain same. And now you can see the vertical sweep is created, and now you can check the parameters that when you change the height and width, the sweeps and the extrusions move along with the dimensions. Now select the extrusion, set the reference plane to the surface of the wall, and draw the profile for the extrusion in the exterior elevation as you can see in the video, and make sure to lock the dimensions like this so that these lines will be joined with these reference planes. And when you draw this arc using the align command, lock the dot of the arc with the reference planes as you can see in the video. Now give an offset of half inches to this uh, 1 inches to these lines which I have drawn for the extrusion to make them one closed loop. And now click OK and go to the left elevation to give it an extrusion end of your choice by dragging these arrows or either entering the value in this extrusion end. Now again select the extrusion in the exterior elevation and draw the profile for the extrusion as you can see in the video. Now I am going to repeat these steps one by one, which is the select the extrusion command in the exterior elevation and draw the profile of the extrusion, and then go to the left elevation and give a thickness to that extrusion by adding a value in the extrusion end. The reason why I am not creating it with sweep is that the sweep, when you draw the sweep in the plan, it cannot create an arch in the elevation. So if it was not an arch, then I would have definitely used the sweep command, but for to create this design along the arch, I have to use these extrusions to create the details of the window. So now the design along the sides of the window, which of the classical window, is complete, and it looks like this. And you can even check the parameters of this window to see if the design and the constraints and the dimensions are moving along with these values. Now let's create the slide window part of this design for this window. For that, select extrusion, set the reference plane to the center, front, back, and draw a rectangle like this. Sorry, select the sweep command and draw the path like this, and then go to the reference level floor plan and draw the profile for the sweep, which is this rectangle. Adjust its dimensions. Place a reference plane at 2 inches distance and lock them as you can see in the video. And then using the align command, lock the reference plane with the side of the sweep. In the exterior elevation, again select the sweep and sketch the path like this. Lock all the 4 sides. Move this reference plane by dragging it so that you can draw the profile in the floor plan, and draw the profile for the slide element of the window as you can see here. Now select the reference plane and give it an offset of 1 inches from the center on both sides, and the sweep which you have just created, I have to edit it. Before that, lock these dimensions at 1 inches and double click on it, then double click on the path and drag it, unlock it, and drag it till here, and now lock it. It's okay, it's fine now. Okay, now let's create the frame, the other side of the frame for the other side of the window as well, repeating the exact same step as you can see in the video. Now select the extrusion in the exterior elevation and set the reference plane to this surface and draw the rectangle. Lock all the 4 sides as shown and give the extrusion and extrusion start values to place the glass in the center of the frame as you can see in the video. Now repeat this exact same step of the extrusion to create the glass on the other half side of the window. Now assign material parameters for the glass and the frame and the extrusions and the sweeps as you can see in the video, and then you can assign the materials to them. And the window is kind of complete and looks like this, but we just have to design our keystone of this classical window. And before that, let's check the parameters if they are working correctly for this window. For that, go to the exterior elevation and draw the parameter and open the parameters dialog box and enter the values in the height and width to see if they are working correctly. And you can also change the cell level to see if it is okay. So now we have to draw our keystone, and for that select the extrusion, set the reference plane to this side of the wall and draw the profile for the extrusion as you can see in the video. Give it an extrusion end value of 1 feet 3 inches. Select and mirror it from the center to copy it on the other side. Now let's create another extrusion for the keystone as you can see in the video. So now our keystone design is complete and it looks like this. And before we assign constraints to this keystone, let's join it with the extrusions with the arch using the join command as shown in the video. We have to constrain this keystone so that it is a parametric one. So go to the exterior elevation, double click on this extrusion and select the align command, select this arc and then select this arc and lock it down. Now repeat this step for these remaining extrusions as well, so that when you change the height of the window, the keystone moves along with the arc. Now select the dimension tool, press tab button until you see that blue dot and press tab button until you see this blue dot and lock these dimensions. So using these blue dots, lock the dimensions of the keystones as you can see in the video. This step is necessary because when you change the height of the window, the keystone should keep its form and keep its extrusions so that it does not change its design. Now let's see if the parameters are working fine. Let's change the width and everything is fine except for that little bit of extrusion. So let's delete it and again draw the extrusion. I guess the issue which occurred for this extrusion is that we have not drawn it, instead we have mirrored it. So now instead of copying it, let's create the profile for the extrusion again. Now place a dimension between the blue dots as shown, lock it down and using the align command, align this arc with this arc and lock it. Now click OK and assign the material parameter to it. And now let's see if our window is parametric. So it is working fine now, and you can assign the values of your own choice. So that's all for today. I hope you like this tutorial. If you have any kind of difficulty or query related to Revit, you can ask me anytime. I will meet you guys in the next video. Till then, goodbye and take care. And most importantly, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and visit my website.